So when I left the Tamron Hall show, I was so tired. Remember, I had been up all night the night before. I was so tired, so I went straight to the hotel.
In 1,000 feet, turn right onto Thomas Street.
And I went to sleep until the next day. I had to wake up and head out to The View.
Hello. Hello. Thank you.
So The View allows you to take video during the coming in process, but not during the show.
We'll sit together.
Two?
That is a tunnel. You're in trouble. Girl.
Just stand behind the line for me. Okay. You guys can just go up the staircase for me, please.
Okay, thank you. 2.
You guys know my friend Katie, okay?
How many?
2.
In the second row.
Where?
All the way in.
You would sit us right behind the cameras.
You'll be on
wouldn't you?
camera.
Right behind the cameras.
I met someone at The View and we were able to sit together, so that was a good thing. I had somebody to actually talk to during the taping, but I didn't get a good seat. They sat me right behind the camera. But one thing they said when you were going in, they said wherever they seat you, that's your seat. Meaning don't ask them to switch seats because they're not going to. And I was walking to my seat and everything in me was saying, ask him to switch seats. And I kind of did, and he kind of like blew it off as if I didn't really ask him to switch seats because we were told not to ask them to switch seats.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The View!
Here come Hot Topics with Whoopi, Joy Behar, Sunny Hostin, and Megan McCain. Now, let's get things started.
Just to not leave the flap going with Alan.
The View was an interesting experience. While Tamron was very, very confident, she was so personable. She came out, she was so friendly. Her smile was big. She was so excited. I really loved the energy that she gave the show. And something that I guess I noticed because I do television, I noticed that she used the teleprompter, but she didn't read verbatim on the teleprompter. She was able to read the teleprompter, put in her own notes and her own thoughts, and change it up to make it feel right for her, which was really interesting because I could see the words on the teleprompter as she was reading them, and I was watching her words and listening to what she was saying, and she wasn't reading it verbatim. And then, of course, the teleprompter operator would keep up with her so that they would know when to raise it up as she was going through ad-libbing throughout her dialogue, which was really good. She is really a really good professional. Lover, lover, lover. Loved the show. But The View, it was interesting. I get the feeling that the ladies on The View don't really enjoy each other. I'm not sure they like each other. For example, Whoopi only spoke to the audience when the cameras were on. The hello, 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 hello that she does, that was the only time she spoke to the audience outside of when they did a giveaway and she had to address the audience as far as this is what you're getting. Other than that, she never said anything to the audience during the breaks. On the other hand, Megan, she seemed not to be happy. She didn't have a smile most of the time, and during the breaks, she left the stage. She left the set during the breaks. She wasn't even there. And then she would come back right as it was time to go on the air. And Joy didn't address the audience at all either. Joy went through the show, and during the breaks, she said nothing to the audience. The only person who said something to the audience was Sunny. During the breaks, she would walk around and she would walk and start talking to the audience about different things. During every break, the makeup team would run to the stage and start reapplying makeup and redoing hair as if they messed something up in the 5-minute segment that they just did. It was interesting. It felt like to me that they were only doing it so that the audience would not have an opportunity to talk to them. And they also had a comedian during the break who did the talking. She kept the audience going while we were, as if it was like, don't talk to us. We have other things to do. And I can understand that because I'm the same way. When I'm in the middle of a show, I don't want to do small talk. I just want to keep my mind on the topic so that I'm ready for the show. But Tamron was quite different. But this crew, it was interesting. They just seemed as if they were disconnected. They didn't flow well together. They seemed as if they didn't enjoy the show. They didn't want to be there. But we did get a giveaway.
And we've got exciting news for members of our audience because you're so good. You're each getting a pair of Ranger tickets to the event. It's exciting.
It's so great.
Yeah.
Here's my ticket. So this is the giveaway, and it actually expired April 1st. So I'm wondering what they're going to do about this because we weren't able to go because of the virus. So interesting. So that was my experience of The View. I didn't get a good seat. The host seemed very distant, and I was there though, and they had a really nice setup, you know, but it wasn't that great of an experience.
Hey there.
So my new 1+1 at the show.
Yeah.
I didn't have
was
to
a
sit by
great
myself
time.
this time. Okay, so is it just one ticket though?
No, it says 2
Okay,
complimentary tickets.
so this is 2 complimentary tickets to
the
the New York Rangers. Thank you. Yes. How much? No. Thank you.
He was like, okay. What?
Right. He seemed excited about it. I felt like a New Yorker because I walked the mile from the hotel. Oh, that's okay. You know what I tell my photographer every time when we're like in an interview and they're like, can we just stop? Can we stop? I tell my photographer, you stop my cameras if you want to, when somebody else tells you to. You never stop my cameras. It didn't stop. I tried to. It didn't stop though.